Hi everyone and welcome to today's morning report on Monday the 11th of April with me, Richard Berry, market analyst at Handtech Markets. We've got a fairly positive move that's coming through the European markets as trade has moved through the morning, and that's sort of been driven by a turnaround in equity market sentiment. No real significant driver behind the move, just a little bit of stabilising really today seems to be what we've seen. We had a fairly sort of positive close, just only mild gains on Wall Street on Friday, about 0.3% higher. The Asian markets were sort of mixed to slightly positive, although the Nikkei 225 was still under pressure a little bit from the stronger yen, but certainly the market's sentiment has been fairly stable today. We've got a pretty sort of stable oil price as well. So I'm looking at the markets pretty much across the board. They're fairly much neutral. You've got the treasury yields, which are basically flat on the day, the 2-year and the 10-year not doing a great deal. You've got the oil price, which has sort of initially showed a bit of strength, but then came back a little bit unwound that, and the dollar is not really showing too much movement either. So Monday morning is a fairly sort of neutralish sort of outlook across the board, really, in terms of market sentiment. We've had this morning comments from Governor Karuda from the BOJ, sort of talking about the fact that the BOJ will have to continue to monitor the impact of the markets. When he's sort of basically talking about the yen strength, really, the impact of that on the economy and prices. So that is an issue that the markets are increasingly looking at, whether the BOJ will intervene or not, and it'll be very interesting to see how that one pans out, because at the moment the strength of the yen is a big issue, or is becoming certainly a big issue, and the BOJ may well be needed to do something to sort of combat that strength. So one to watch there, certainly. There's no economic data out today of any real note, so I'll look at my chart of the day now, which is the sterling yen. And we've had this sharp move, and obviously the yen strength has been a big story on the financial markets in the recent week, actually. And that huge strength last week on sterling yen, or on the yen, sort of pulled sterling yen lower, broke through that key support at 154.75. And I'll show you that sort of is a big level, multi-year level, and sort of back to levels not seen since sort of second half of 2013 now. So we're sort of back into this sort of 147.50. To sort of 155 area. Remove the crosshair, you can see how big a support that is. That sort of that 147.50 level is really key sort of pivot band on the longer term chart. So it is a sort of key level that we could see the sterling yen coming back to. But at the moment we've got a bit of an unwinding move, really. No real driver behind it. It looks like it could be a bit of a short squeeze, but there could be a little bit of a sterling rally that we've just seen starting to come through in the last sort of hour or so on this sterling yen chart, and I'll also talk about that in the sterling dollar chart as well in a bit. But certainly at the moment there's prospect of a slight unwinding rally, and you could see the way this has moved, that could become turned into a little bit of a base pattern. So you'd go sort of 54.20 measured down to sort of 52 area. So that's like 250 ticks maybe higher from 54.20. That's 56.70, 56.70 area. So you could see that area sort of back into this sort of resistance band that you saw from middle of last week, but no real significant rally that would be. And actually, in fact, that would give you a nice opportunity, I think, to sell, because that is around that sort of 54.75 to 56 is a pretty decent sort of resistance area initially, but the big resistance comes in with that old breakdown as well, 58.50. So between that 54.75 and 56, I think that would be a good selling opportunity area. But you've got the opportunities that would come if there were to be an unwinding move all the way up until that 58.50 area. So I think at the moment this is an unwinding move. I think it's counter trend, and I think ultimately you're going to be using rallies as a chance to sell, because it certainly seems as though sort of sterling yen continues to be a sell into strength. So anything that sort of sees the RSI on the daily chart unwind to say 40 to sort of 50 area I think that's your opportunity to sell. So I wish you good luck in your trading on sterling yen today, and I will speak to you later. Thank you.